Hello and welcome to episode 99 of the Graceful Tangle podcast. I'm Amy Kate. Thank you so much for joining me today. As always, I'm really excited to be back with you guys this week for another podcast episode. I have so many things to share, so many things that are just really amazing, and I'm fully enjoying all of my progress. I almost said progress. I am enjoying making progress, but I'm fully enjoying all of my projects right now. A couple of things to mention. First off, I am recovering from a cold, so my apologies if my voice is a little bit off. It is super frustrating. Honestly, the most frustrating thing right now is I need to film a couple of tutorials, and I can't do that because of my lovely voice. It doesn't bother me as much when it's like a podcast because these are more of like a weekly thing and you see my face and I can explain it, but in tutorials they're going to be there and referenced forever, and I want to be at my best for those. But anyways, luckily those can wait until later, so that is good. I'm grateful for that. Okay, also we're at episode 99. I cannot believe it. I'm in disbelief that it's been almost 2 years. Not quite 2 years. It's still, there's like 52 weeks in a year, so that's 104 episodes would be about 2 years. So that's really what it is. I filmed the first episode the day after I graduated high school, which was late May of 2020. So anyways, there's a little history if you wanted it, but needless to say, it hasn't quite been 2 years of podcasting, but it has been almost 100 episodes, which is just completely mind-boggling. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do that. I would love to have you. We just hit 2K here on YouTube, which is super exciting. So again, please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Click that little notification bell right beside the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future videos. Also, be sure to check out all of the links in the description box below. As always, for my videos and many, many other amazing videos out there, that place is so helpful. There's so many amazing resources down there. Almost always, but definitely for my videos, I would say, just because I really like taking advantage of that. So you can find all my social media platforms, pattern shops, some specific things that I'm going to be talking about today. Dishcloth Mal info. We're hosting a make-along all through 2022. And then also show notes for this episode. So definitely check that out. Okay, I think that is it for the intro. I guess today is Saturday, April 2nd. I can't believe we're in April. It is a beautiful day outside. Very, very beautiful. But anyways, it's going to be a good episode. So let's go ahead and hop into it today with a finished object. Okay, I have 2 FOs to share this week. The first is a pair of socks. So I've been working on these for a while, I guess a couple of weeks now, and I finished them and I love them so much. So I used Premier Yarn's Cotton Collage, or maybe just Collage, fingering weight sock yarn. This is a cotton blend, so it was my first time making socks with a cotton blend yarn, and I absolutely love it. I am obsessed with this yarn. I think I have another skein of it in a different color in my stash. I'm trying to quickly glance if I can see it. I don't think I can. But I do think I have another skein of it. I also have another yarn that's like the same exact blend. It's just a different brand, so I'm excited to use it as well. But yeah, I love how these turned out. So I loosely followed my own pattern, which is the Success Shorties. However, I did lengthen the cuff by just a couple rows, and then I added just like a little bitty leg. So this is like 8 rows for a leg. The actual Success Shorties does not have any leg at all. Like, it is 10 rounds of ribbing, and then you jump right into the heel setup and then go into the foot, which I really, really like too. I just wanted there to be a little bit more of a leg with these. I actually plan on wearing these throughout the summer with some tennis shoes. I thought that would be kind of cute. I haven't tried that yet, so I could be completely wrong. But I'm hoping it turns out well. And then I also substituted the afterthought heel for a heel flapping gusset. I've mentioned this for the past few episodes, but I am working on kind of perfecting my heel flapping gusset recipe, and then I'm going to post it for free on the blog so that you can follow along with it if you want to, replace an afterthought heel in my own patterns with the heel flapping gusset, whichever you prefer, but I just want to have that resource out there in case you want it. That being said, I am going to be making at least one more pair of socks with the same heel before actually posting that pattern. Again, to just perfect the pattern for my own standards, but then also to make it in a solid color so that you can better see the actual heel for pattern picture purposes. But yeah, here's a close-up of what the socks look like. These blockers, by the way, are from Knit Picks. I don't talk about them much, but I share them every time I have socks to share. But I really like them. They're just plastic and pretty good quality. I've had them for a while now, and they have held up very well. I really, really, really want to get some wooden ones one day, so yeah, that's definitely something that I want to do. I also really want to find like baby size of little wooden sock walkers because I feel like that would be so stinking cute, but I haven't found any yet. So if you know of a place to purchase those, please let me know. But anyways, tangent about sock walkers, but I really like these, so I'll link them down below if you want to check them out. Anyway, so that is my first finished object. I really like these socks, and I am very excited to wear them. Okay, my last FO is actually a design, but I'm going to go ahead and share it because this won't be coming out for a little while. This is one of the tutorials that I'm hoping to film as soon as possible, but first of all, again, like I said, I'm getting over a cold, so I can't film it like today when I have time, which is frustrating. And my weeks are just so jam-packed with work and school right now, so it's very hard to find the time to film tutorials because they are a very extensive process. But y'all really want that resource, I am going to give it to you. And there's just a couple of interesting things that I want to do with this tutorial, so I just have to find the time to do it. It's really all boils down to that. So wish me luck in finding time to film a tutorial. Regardless, I finished the first sample of the soon-to-be releasing Efficient Tee, and I am obsessed with it. It turned out so amazing. Like, it just feels so good. As a designer, you kind of have to be flexible. The way that I design, I envision what I want to make. I envision what I want it to look like, and then sometimes the way that turns out is just different. And that's not to say that it's not how it was supposed to be or not what I wanted it to be. It's just a little bit different. I'm so happy with every single design that I've ever put out there, of course, but with this specific design, I went into it, and honestly for like the Efficient collection, I went into it knowing exactly what I wanted, how I wanted it to look like on my body, how I wanted it to be sure that it could look like on other people's bodies, how I wanted the crochet process to be, like what elements I wanted in it, and it just feels so good to have every single thing work out exactly the way I had hoped. So anyways, it's also such a quick pattern. Like, it was so fun to just quickly make this. So I used We Crochet Cotton Billow, which is a cotton bulky weight yarn. It's just perfect for summer makes, in my opinion. I really, really love it. I made the body in one piece, and then you seam the sides, leaving holes for the armholes. And then I added just a couple rounds of double crochet, and then I finished off with a round of single crochet. And it is just like the most perfect drop shoulder tee. I love it so much. I posted a reel about it late last week if you want to check that out on my Instagram page, which is a really great way, by the way, to just stay in touch and kind of up to date in all things the Graceful Tangle. It is definitely the platform that I enjoy the most and post the most on. But anyways, I'll link my handle down below again if you want to check it out. But I just love this so much. So I'm going to be making another sample for this for the pattern tutorial. I'm actually going to be using Knit Picks Mighty Stitch, which is an acrylic and superwash wool blend. So I'm excited to try that out for this pattern. I've already done a gauge swatch, and it's going to be so perfect. So yeah, I'm just trying to find the time to actually create that video or tutorial. But yeah, I'm obsessed with this FO. I cannot wait to wear it this summer. It's a little bit chilly still, which I'm not really complaining about, but I am definitely excited to wear this in a few weeks when it gets a little bit warmer. I mean, I guess like right now it would be comfortable. It's just the rest of the day because the temperature fluctuates greatly over the course of one day in Alabama. So fun, so fun. Anyways, I love how this turned out. I cannot wait to share the pattern with you guys. I am hoping to release it as soon as possible. The pattern itself is almost ready to go. It's just, again, the tutorial that I am waiting to find the time to create. But yeah, I'm excited about it, and I hope that you guys are as well. Okay, that is it for FOs. I do have a work in progress to share. I actually have 2 WIPs to share this week, so let's go ahead and jump into that. Okay, so the first work in progress that I have to share this week is another pair of socks. These are some worsted weight socks. I am using my own pattern, the worsted sprinkle socks. It's available on Ravelry and Etsy, and then it's free on my blog. These are just so quick and easy to make. I love how the pattern turned out. This is another one that just really turned out exactly how I had envisioned, which is so fun. But here is a close-up of what all of those colors look like. I'm using Knit Picks Felici Worsted in the colorway Friendly Skies. So it has a lot of fun colors, a black, a navy, white, kind of like a misty blue, and then like a peachy orange and yellow. And I just really like it. I like it a lot. I think it's so fun for summer. And these are going to be some really cute socks, I think. So I'm excited to keep working on them. They are so quick to make. I knit this entire sock over the course of just a couple days. And that wasn't even knitting like a whole ton either. So anyway, it felt so good to make so much progress so quickly. I still have to add the afterthought heel. And then I'm, of course, going to make the second one as well. So these will probably be done next week. But I'm having a lot of fun working on them. And then the next work in progress that I'm working on. So I shared my scrappy blanket a couple of weeks ago, and I have since put quite a bit of work into it. And so I thought it would be fun to share it again. I'm really itching to finish this thing up, and I'm not that far away from actually doing it. I think I'm over halfway at this point, and I just love it. Like, look at all of those colors. So many memories in each and every skein of this. But yeah, so this is another pattern that I am planning on writing up. It'll probably be for free because it's just designed to use a whole bunch of scraps. There's like so many possibilities you could do for it. I mean, you could totally do like stripes and do, you know, not scraps and just do like a skein of each color. You could do it all in one color. Like, there's so many ways that you could change it up. But I really, really love the way that it's turning out. So yeah, it's going great. It's going great. I've put some work into it. I think last time I shared it, I was at like this purple color maybe. So I've done a good like 6 inches at least since that point, which is really exciting. But yeah, it's been so fun to work on here and there. It's just really, really mindless at this point, which is nice. And of course, it's fun to have fun. That's, wow. Great, great difference in adjectives there. It's fun to change up the colors and just add whatever color I'm feeling at that moment based on, you know, the scraps that I have, of course. But yeah, I really like this. I think it's turning out so fun. I literally cannot think of another word right now. It's turning out so fun, guys. But regardless, yeah, I really like it. It's going to be great. It's like a really lightweight blanket. It is worsted weight primarily, but because I'm using a 7mm hook and a really open stitch pattern, it's really not heavy at all, which I think is going to be really nice, just period. I really like lightweight blankets, and that is going to fit right into the ones that I already have, which is perfect. Okay, so those are the only 2 works in progress that I have this week that aren't designs, but I do have, I think, just two designs that I want to share this week that I've made a lot of progress on, and I'm really excited about both of them. So let's go ahead and talk about those for a few minutes. Okay, so like I said, I have 2 designs to share. The first is my Tunisian cowl. This has grown considerably this week. If I remember correctly, last week I had just started this, so I was not far along, and now it has grown quite a bit, and I am just loving it so much. It's turning out amazing. It has just been a blast to work on. So here is an up-close look. Obviously, it's been shoved in my project bag, so it's a little bit curly and crazy right now. But I am just using the Tunisian Simple Stitch. This is going to be a super basic free pattern that's going to be available on all of my platforms. It goes right along with the trusty Tunisian tee. So if you're a beginner to Tunisian crochet, this would be a great place to start. And then if you wanted to do something a little bit more challenging like a garment, you could do the trusty Tunisian tee. That's kind of my hope behind this design. But I am loving it. It's going so great. It's been so relaxing to work on. I just love Tunisian crochet so much. So I'm having a lot of fun with this. I'm using Knit Picks Wool of the Andes tweed. I love tweed so much. In the colorway Apple Blossom Heather. And it is just the most perfect pink. I love it so much. I want like a full sweater in this colorway. It's just so pretty. It's so pretty. So I'm having a lot of fun with this. It's going, like I said, really, really good. I'm hoping to release this pattern later this month. That is at least the goal. And so far, I think I'm going to be able to get there, which is really exciting. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's been very relaxing, which is needed in this season of life. So I'm fully enjoying it. Okay, the other design that I'm working on is less relaxing because it is a very challenging design. But it's going great. I am making some really, really good progress. It took me a while this week to find the time to sit down and figure out the second and last color work chart. And like all of the math to split for the panels. It is just a lot. Like, this is just a big design. But it's turning out so cute. It's turning out exactly how I wanted. I'm really excited about it. So here is the flower cardigan, which, by the way, before I forget to mention it, so last week I asked for suggestions for names for this cardigan, and unfortunately the comments on that video were turned off by YouTube. Please know that is never my doing. I have, oh my gosh, guys, it's so frustrating. I have talked to YouTube about the situation, and it just has not been resolved, which is just really, really frustrating. I don't know what's causing it. I'm, again, still trying to figure out, but it's just not on my side. Like, I have checked settings again and again and again, and it's nothing that I have turned on. Yeah, it's frustrating for sure. But I even have, like, in YouTube Studio, which is like the, I don't even know what to call it, the section of YouTube that's for people who host a channel. They have like all of these different settings that you could put on. Like, it's for comments specifically, they have, you could hold all comments for review, hold potentially, inappropriate or rude comments for review, or you can allow all comments. So I literally have allow all comments on right now, which obviously I wouldn't want, an unkind comment. But at this point, I would just like to have comments, period. Or just the people to be able to put a comment. Anyway, I could talk about that for a really long time. But the point of that story is I got quite a few emails from other people with name suggestions, which is so exciting. A lot of them were actually similar, which I found that really interesting. Especially considering I could not think of anything except flower quality, which I do not like at all. And all of y'all came up with the best suggestions. So my favorite one right now is the meadow cardigan or meadow cardigan, excuse me, or something along those lines. But I got some really good suggestions, so I will definitely share the full name once I have decided on it. So last week I shared that I had completed the both layers of flowers, and I had finished this entire green section for the body. And then this week I added in the gray, which is going to kind of imitate the sky, and I did this cute little scalloped color work to kind of imitate or represent clouds in a sense. Obviously, my goal here is not to be completely accurate. It's to be kind of, whimsy and fun and just springy overall. But I thought this would be a really fun way to do that. So anyways, and then I am now splitting for the front and back panels. So here is the first front. I am now using only the gray. And then I have the back here that's going to be, I don't know, like about that wide. And then this last section will be for the second front. So my hope this week is to completely finish the body and then to be moving on to the sleeves next week. That is my goal. And it's going great. I have no idea when this pattern is going to be released. I'll be asking for testers as soon as it's done and as I can get photos. But we're probably looking at, my hope was to release this in the spring. That is obviously not going to happen. It'll probably be like a June release, honestly. Unless I decide to hold it for next year, which I very well might do because, like I said, it is a challenging pattern and it's going to take a while to just write it all up correctly. I very well might decide to hold it and just for this to be like kind of a special first sample. We'll see. But I'm having a lot of fun with it so far. It's going great and it's been a lot of fun to work on. I'm using Hobie Tweed Delight yarn, which I love and love all things tweed. And it's going awesome. It's going awesomely. I am obsessed with it. It's turning out so cute. And yeah, so there's the update on this project. Still chugging along. I've been working on it for like the entire month of April at this, oh, not April, March at this point. But yeah, actually when I said that, I was thinking we were further in April than we actually are. I don't know. I'm going to have to do some thinking on this design and figure out when I can release it. But regardless, it's going really great. I'm excited to make some more progress on it this week and hopefully have a really good chunk done to share in next week's episode. In episode 100. Can you believe it? That's insane. Okay, so that is it for all of the knit and crochet content this week. I do have a little devotional that I would love to share with you guys, and then of course a life update, so I would love it if you hang around for that. Alrighty, so for devotional today, I wanted to talk about a specific passage in Philippians 4 that just really stuck out to me, and I am sure this is something that I'm going to be referencing in the future, in future episodes as well. I've probably mentioned it in one of the past episodes, but it is just so good and so just full of encouragement. And it's Philippians 4 verses 4 through 6. It says, "Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." That entire passage is just so encouraging to me. I love it. In so many aspects of life, we can find ourselves being anxious or worried or just concerned over events that we hope are going to happen or events that we don't want to happen or just the future as a whole, or maybe even current situations in your life right now that are just bringing worry to your mind. And it's hard. It's hard to battle all of that. And it's not as simple as reading one little Bible verse at all. And that's not that's not what I want to portray. It's definitely a mindset that you have to learn to maintain, and something that can only be maintained through a relationship with Christ. And I think there is something so beautiful and impactful about that alone. Of course, because it completely changes your life, having a relationship with Him, and it is the best relationship we will ever be able to experience in this life. But my favorite part of the entire passage is in verse 6, and it says, just starting at the beginning, it says, "Do not be anxious about anything." And obviously that's kind of what sticks out to us the most. It's very simple. Do not be anxious about anything. And because it's in the Word, we know that it's true and that we should take it to heart and live it out. But the second half of that, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. That with thanksgiving part, I love. I think I know I have, but hopefully it's come across clear that one of the biggest aspects of life for me is just being grateful and practicing gratitude in every situation, no matter what that situation may be. And so hearing this verse with thanksgiving, even when you're in the midst of the unknown or in the midst of uncertainty, you can still give thanks. There's still something to be grateful for. And I think so often it's very easy for us to lose focus of that and to instead think about the things that we wish we could change or the things that we wish were different, instead of focusing on the beauty of the here and the now and being grateful for all of these things that we are currently living out. So I hope that was encouraging for you. I was actually reading through Philippians 4 as I was preparing notes for something that I'm doing tomorrow. So I'm starting a small group at my church, which is really, really exciting, extremely nerve-wracking. I'm not going to lie. It is way outside of my comfort zone. But I think it's going to be such a great group, and I'm really, really excited to see what God does through it. But at the same time, I was reading through Philippians 4, and the entire chapter is just absolutely amazing. It's one of my favorite chapters in the Bible, and I highly encourage you to read through it. If you are struggling with uncertainty or fear of the unknown or discontentment, Philippians 4 is a really great passage to turn to, because in that chapter, Paul is really talking about all of those things, and it's just amazing. I was really encouraged when I read that earlier this week, so I hope that you were too. Speaking of a life update, obviously that small group has been heavy on my mind this week, so I have done lots of preparations for that. I've talked to a couple of amazing people about it just to gain insight and leadership, and it has been just really, really amazing to walk through and to experience. This has been something that I have hoped for so long, and while I might not would choose to be the one starting it, because it's way outside of my comfort zone, I'm excited to, and I think I'm going to experience a lot of growth personally, just in terms of confidence and in my relationship with the Lord, but I also hope that I can encourage others in that same way through it. So anyways, I'm very excited about that. Very busy season of school and work and life. Per usual, it's just a busy season of life, but it's a really good season, and I, like I said, am working very hard to be grateful for every minute of it. It was spring break this past week for my college, but at the same time, we had an exam that was not supposed to happen, but nonetheless, that's when the instructor decided to upload it. So I did an exam this week. Actually, I think the only day I didn't do school this week was Friday. I'm pretty sure that's right, but that's okay. I was able to get ahead in many things, which was really my goal for this week, because I just wanted to get on the right track so that the next couple of weeks, when we are approaching finals and final assignments and end of semester, just stuff in general, it can be very, very, very stressful. And so my hope is to avoid that stress as much as possible. Finals are also right around my birthday / on my birthday, so I am hoping to just get as much stuff done as I can before then. That would be really, really great. Anyways, yeah, it's been a good week. I hope that you are having an amazing week. I hope that you are having a lot of time to create so many things that bring you joy, and that you are having a blast doing it. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time for episode 100, happy making. Bye.